Peace and blessings, family. Sister Ajali, this should take just a second. Beware of the swirler switcheroo. I am so blessed to have you, family, just inform me. And even though I got a really busy schedule, I do read everybody's comments, even if at that moment I can't respond. I'm reading and I'm learning, because you are just, that's who we are. That's how we roll, okay? We assist each other in elevating higher. And thereby I found out, which is very informative, even if it's about really just trivial, shallow-minded people, that, and I'm not mentioning any names, but there have been a couple swirlers who've gotten married to black men. And also the lingering was a beautiful sister who left a comment. I don't think it was Sister, I think it might have been you, Sister. Or, well, I don't want to say, because sometimes someone could have a name and I'm not quite sure if you're one of our brothers or one of our sisters, so let me not say anymore. But one of our beautiful family left a comment that the still lingering question about the baby mama chick out there who is just such a vile person. And even though I'm not mentioning any names, as soon as I say that this person was calling for selective abortion of black male fetuses. Oh, the horror. You know instantly who I mean, but ain't no baby, I'm just saying. But still, the pretense is that of a baby mama, single baby mama, which, if you're all about guiding black women to better behavior, what's the message on that one? When you understand this, these persons are operatives. When they're that high up the food chain of hell, they're not just accidentally doing what they do. Ain't a damn thing that happens on social media that's accidental when you start getting tens of thousands of followers. They may have to find a way, if you're actually genuine, to get rid of your channels. But if you are there, nobody's ever threatened whether you can stay on social media or not, and you're calling for the selective abortion of black male fetuses, or you were in a, wine drinking tea with another swirler who was saying essentially the same thing, abort all black male babies. This is the way that they slowly try to infest us with this narrative, so you can't escape it. Like, hella weird. All their movies are just so despicable. And there's no black love whatsoever, even though we are living a black love in millions of black households. That is how they make it so omnipresent, their BS, that you just can't avoid it, and you just become, if you pay too much attention to it, you start to become overwhelmed, and in this soup bowl of social media, you start to believe this is the only option out there. So when I look at this, they're marrying black men. Don't get it twisted. Unless somebody comes out with a full force apology and changes their behavior after that, then this is just more of the programming. This is just more ways to give them a credibility that just pure swirling didn't afford them. Because the swirlers take so many L's, and whenever I'm talking about swirlers, I'm talking about the men too. They take permanent L's with no recognition or acknowledgement. They even try to hide it. If they talk about all the black men and black women killed at the hands of their owners, they're really angry that you force them into that stance, and that's quite embarrassing, even for their clueless subscribers who might be heading towards them because they've got a bitterness coupled with an ignorance of who they are as black people, who we are, that they actually believe there's something like, oh, that's too black. I don't want to be too black. Or that, but the white people, they're so smart. They're so smart. I need to be with them. Then they got stuff where they're just trying to talk a whole nation of black women into being available concubines at the beck and call of whatever tragic trash happens to blow past them. Okay? I ain't talking about the black men. There ain't no such thing as a trashy black man. Confused, dysfunctional, lost. Yes, there can be many out there. But if you're following the guidance of the Most High, then you know better than to get involved with a man who is not a true leader, a truly righteous brother, okay? Or righteous sister who is in submission to the Most High, so she recognizes your tour de force authority as the head of their household or the head of her household. But in submitting to a righteous man, being an abuser, being a stalker, being just a dictator, that's not righteous, okay? So there's righteous submission, and then there's, you messed up with that one there, darling, submission to the wrong fool, okay? You don't want a fool, but you want a righteous man. So in dressing up these swirlers now, it gives them a plausible excuse to act like, oh no, but I don't hate black men. When I call for selective abortion of all black male fetuses, well, I don't hate black men. I just, I'm like, we need to, because we're in a free fall as people, and thereby, who's the one who's the most problematic according to delusional me? It's the black male babies out there. Where is that baby being gestated? But in your womb. You're part of a people. It's ridiculous to blame half of what made you in the first place for the fact that you're not making better long-term decisions. You're part of that. So when I see them hooked up like that, I know it is to gain more credibility, because I said in the other video that Candace Owen, and that's not the way you pronounce it if you're talking about the just despicable nature of that entity, she is so lonely up in there in major media. And where'd she come from? She just shot to fame real quick. They just propelled her up. But she has no one up there to back her up. Every time she goes somewhere, there's people like me and millions of black people who recognize her for the lunacy that she represents. And because, she was just like representing Blue Lives Matter. That's why those 5 black cops assassinated that swirling black dude, because they want to make it seem as if slaughtering us is just a equal opportunity, everybody invited type of horror, type of genocide. And so that's why you have people who, I'm mentioning this just as a side issue, okay? You have Cynthia G peddling sea moss. And you go and you look and you're like, whoa, this is just targeted at black us. And when I keep on mentioning that sea moss, suddenly now I see they're recommending seaweed to white people. I would say more than likely that sea moss, wherever they say is coming from, these people, they lie. It's coming probably right off the waters of Fukushima, the destroyed nuclear power plant, okay? And so when I saw that Cynthia G was peddling sea moss of all things, I was like, that's too specific. So I'm just saying, you're going to see these chicks being infested into major media because they've been taking the L for their God and hero, the devil himself, for an extremely long time. And they're looking for that payback. Right? Not that they would ever fess up, because they're cowards. They're cowards. They're miserable, pathetic people. But when somebody gives you no apology for the wrong that they do, and they continue on their line of delusional reasoning, which is no reason whatsoever, they're an operative. They're not there to rescue us. They have no credibility still. I would love to be wrong. I would love to. I would get up here and I would say, well, I was wrong. Okay? They apologize. They're not talking against the black man or the black woman anymore. That'll never happen. I'm pretty daggone sure. All right? How long is this? Good. I can end it right here. Because I got a video that's the one you got to watch. Drive-by genocide. And I'll come back here and put it in the pinned comments after I edit it together. Well, you'll see it because it'll come up in your subscription scroll. All right? Mwah! Straight black family pride. And we not only have a chance at forever, we are forever. Peace and blessings.